Hey, Rob, you know what day it is today?
Well, it's the day you're going to go see Spider-Man Brand New Day as part of that Amazon fan screening.
That means it's game day.
It's
Going to
game
see
day for you.
Spider-Man tonight. I'm so excited to go see this damn movie. I've been getting more and more excited about it as the reviews came out and all that kind of stuff. So I am stoked. It is game day. Gonna go, and I'm sure a lot of you guys watching right now probably got some of your fan tickets to the early fan screenings tonight. So super stoked about seeing that. Now the question has been just how big, just how big will Spider-Man open? There have been some reports going around, and I've had my own viewers writing this. John, did you hear that there's now projecting Spider-Man's going to open to $800 million worldwide? No, it's not. At least it's very unlikely. So here's what happened, guys. And we've seen this. This is part of modern online movie fandom. A Twitter account put out, we think that Spider-Man's going to make 300 million opening and 800 million worldwide on its opening weekend. Not any of the legitimate box office trackers, some Twitter account. So then what happens is one outlet sees that and decides to make a story out of it, make a headline out of it. 5 other outlets see that headline, they run their own version of it, and then, ipso facto, I've got 55 people writing to me saying, John, did you hear that Spider-Man's going to open to 800 million worldwide? Now, is it impossible that Spider-Man Brand New Day opens to $800 million worldwide? It's not. It's certainly not impossible, not at all. But that is not what is being tracked. But what is being tracked is still pretty damn huge. As Deadline is reporting that the tracking for Spider-Man Brand New Day, the lowest tracking they have is about $200 million. But they note that there are other major industry trackers that are saying the $250 million sphere. Now, to put that into perspective, if Spider-Man Brand New Day does in fact open up to, let's say, $161 million, all right? $161 million, which would be right in that range of that 250 projection. That would make it the number one opening weekend box office of any film since the pandemic. Right now, at number 5 is Barbie at $162 million opening. Number 4 is Deadpool and Wolverine at 211. Sorry, at number 4 is Black Panther Wakanda Forever at 181 million. Then Doctor Strange The Multiverse of Madness with 187 million. Deadpool and Wolverine with 211 million. And right now, the biggest post-pandemic opening was Spider-Man No Way Home at 260 million. If Spider-Man Brand New Day can get 261 million, then we are talking about the biggest opening, and it is absolutely within striking distance. That record is absolutely in striking distance. They're also saying at Deadline that the worldwide projection right now for its opening weekend is 500 million, which, make no mistake, is a monstrous number. An absolute monstrous number. But I think that 800 million is pretty fiction. I would love to wake up Monday and find out that that's exactly what they got. I would love it. But again, that's pretty much a fairy tale at this point. But again, we're talking about a comic book movie that a lot of people had written off the genre, said there's comic book movie fatigue. Again, tell that to Superman that came out, made more than the 7 previous DCU movies out there. Tell that to Deadpool and Wolverine that made $1.3 billion. Tell that to Spider-Man No Way Home, which made nearly $2 billion. Tell that to this Spider-Man movie that's projecting to open to 250. Tell that to Avengers Doomsday, which is like shattering records as far as advanced ticket sales go. But there is a palatable excitement about this. And what is really interesting to me is the fact that this is not a big ensemble movie like Avengers. Like, we're talking about Spider-Man Brand New Day in the same conversations about what's going to be the biggest film of the year with Avengers Doomsday. I think it's clearly going to be Avengers Doomsday, but the very fact that there's even debate about it is the fact that we're talking about a singular character movie. Yes, there are a couple of supporting characters like Punisher and Hulk versus a massive ensemble film with a long history like Avengers, there is just something so special about this character. And by the ways, guys, I think all this excitement and these numbers that we're talking about is a testament. And I've mentioned this before, but all this excitement, I think, is a testament to just how good of a job John Watts did with his 3 Tom Holland Spider-Man films, now passing the baton to Destin Daniel Cretton, who, by the way, I don't know if you saw his interview on the carpet the other day, but Destin decided to take a few moments and pay tribute to John Watts, talking about how it's the fabulous work that John Watts laid down that we get to build on top of. It was a really nice little compliment that he paid there. Anyway, Rob, we're now sitting here. It is now the final hours. We're leading in. The public is going to start seeing Spider-Man tonight. I know you're seeing it tomorrow. Sean's already seen it. And now it's the last opportunity we have. The projections are going anywhere from 200 up to the realm of 250, which obviously puts 260, 270 totally within range here. How big of an opening weekend do you think Spider-Man is going to have? And why is it going to have such a big weekend?
Well, first of all, like you said, I mean, I grew up with Spider-Man. I mean, he was on the Electric Company, and I watched Spider-Man cartoons since I was a kid, read Spider-Man comics. I mean, I think that Spider-Man, of all the superheroes, is the most identifiable for kids. Spider-Man is us. So when you grow up, Spider-Man is like the first character that the first superhero you really identify with, especially if you're a comic reader, because he's a proxy for the audience itself. So, and as you grow up, you never lose your fondness for this character. This character is sort of eternal in terms of, because he's not perfect and he is kind of awkward and he is kind of trying to navigate the world in an imperfect way, even though he is a superhero. And so he's always relatable. And so I think, and also the movies have done a really good job, I think, of preserving that idea. And Tom Holland, I mean, his winsome ways, I haven't liked all of his movies because, as you pointed out so many times, they've leaned into the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the Iron Man of it all. Whereas, like, I think the first half of Tobey Maguire's first Spider-Man, when he's learning to navigate his powers, is near perfect. And then Spider-Man 2 is just a wonderful, wonderful film. But all of the Spider-Man movies have something to offer. I mean, you could say Amazing Spider-Man 2 was overstuffed and had tonal issues. But if you look at, what is there, 11 or 12 Spider-Man movies now, if you include Into the Spider-Verse, you've got the 4 Tom Holland movies, the 3 Tobey Maguire movies, the 2 Andrew Garfield films, and then the 2 Into the Spider-Verse movies. And I think that they're consistently great entertainments. And I think people just like the world. Look, whether Spider-Man Brand New Day is a perfect movie or not, I'm just looking forward into just delving into that milieu. This is coming off of all the previous Spider-Man movies and the popularity of the video game for the PS4 and the PS5. And I think that that's a great place to be. So how big can this movie be worldwide? Well, as we're seeing, I mean, I was reading an article about pre-sales on this film, which are insane.
Yeah.
Tickets that have already been sold. I mean, it's already a hit. But I think it wouldn't surprise me if we saw worldwide grosses between $400 and $500 million. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
By the way, I should throw this in here now, that as a result, they're saying, as a result of the first reactions and reviews that have come out for Spider-Man, Box Office Pro has now updated their projections. And Box Office Pro right now, they're now projecting 280 to 300 million.
Wow.
Tell me again, reviews don't matter. So Box Office Pro is coming off of the 91% critic rating that it has on Rotten Tomatoes. They are now updating their projections. Now, others are still holding it to, I just double checked. Others are still holding at the $250 million range. But as a result of the reviews, Box Office Pro right now they're projecting 280 as what they think is the floor to 300. Now we're getting into the territory of not just, again, I want to double down. that other box office that I've just checked them, other box office industry trackers are still holding at that 250 million. But if Box Office Pro is right, we're no longer having a conversation about the biggest opening since the pandemic. At the top end, we could be getting into striking distance of having a conversation of the biggest opening of all time. I don't think it will, but it's just, this is crazy. So Sean, let's go over to you now. You know, we're seeing these insane numbers. This could be the biggest opening since the pandemic, maybe depending on who you're listening to, maybe even much beyond that. How big do you see this thing opening, especially with the perspective that you're the guy on this panel who's seen this movie already? And what do you think it is that drives that?
Spider-Man himself is a juggernaut. He's the most broadly accessible superhero, as per what Robert was talking about, but all ages, all cultures, everybody loves Spider-Man, and they've consistently liked Spider-Man. The last movie was by far the most successful Spider-Man movie that's ever been put out, and instead of cranking out another one as quick as possible, they took their time. It's almost been 5 years.
Yeah.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder. So they left us wanting more on such a high, and they went, we're going to wait to do it right. And so just building up that anticipation, the excitement for a new Spider-Man movie. So no surprise that this thing's huge because he's the most popular, and we want big event films that are exciting, where everyone in the room is just so excited to be in the room with that energy. And that's what this is. One thing I think might hold it back from having as big of a weekend is I don't think it quite has the same event feeling that Endgame and No Way Home had, where you went to go see those movies, portals opened, and you start freaking out, your whole theater freaks out, and you start looking around to everybody around you, and you want to see the reaction of your friends. And so you're just like, anyone that hasn't seen it, you're dragging them to go see Endgame and No Way Home over that opening weekend to see their reactions to all the surprises, the twists and turns. And this movie isn't designed to be that. It's designed like, let's tell a really good Spider-Man story. It's New York centric. There are twists, turns, and surprises in this movie, but it's not portal sequence level of like, I got to bring my friend to see this. They're going to freak out. I can't wait to see it. And I wonder if that'll, like, when you start getting like day 3, day 4, if there's a bit of a drop off of not having as many repeat viewings. It's a rewatchable movie, but that specific experience of dragging as many people as possible, I don't know that this movie will have that.
There's also one other thing that could hamper its box office. The conversation up till now has been, hey, the Odyssey is doing great. It just had the best second weekend of any box office film in history that opened over $100 million. It's doing great. But a little thing called Spider-Man is coming. But maybe we've been guilty of not looking at it from the other point of view as well. Fact of the matter is, there's still a lot of people going to see obviously Spider-Man is going to smash it this weekend for sure. But are there going to be enough people that are still like, yeah, I want to see Spider-Man, but I haven't seen this Odyssey movie yet that a lot of people are talking about? I think that could become a little bit of a hindrance to Spider-Man's top, ceiling, about how, like, maybe it'll prevent it from being, instead of being 280, maybe it ends up being 269 or 270 or something like that. I don't know. We'll have to see, because I've only been looking at it one way, but maybe we should look at it the other as well. Anyway, guys.
And even losing premium screens to
the
Odyssey having the IMAX screens that are sold out, and Spider-Man doesn't have that bonus.
Yeah.
And by the way, I did check this earlier. It seems like everybody's checking them every day. The IMAX screens for Odyssey this weekend, all sold out. All sold out. So there's going to be, it's going to be a busy time in the movie theaters this weekend, which is great. I'm super happy for the movie theaters. Guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? They're projecting that Spider-Man Brand New Day could actually beat Spider-Man No Way Home, possibly to becoming the biggest opening weekend since the pandemic. In the most euphoric of circumstances, some people think there might even be a shot it could be the biggest opening weekend of all time. I don't know. Whatever you guys think about it, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.